Now let us look at the 5 important functional areas of management, that is planning, organizing, staffing, directing, and lastly controlling. What we mean by a planning? By the term we understand plan is nothing but it's an executive function which is referred to as decision making. In planning we involve in decision making. When it comes to role, suppose a manager, right, a middle level manager who is having some workers under him, even he has to plan to get the things done from those workers. Consider an organization where there is a president, a vice president or a CEO who has to take some decisions, right? In that case also he has to plan to accomplish the goals. So planning is done at all the stages of the management, whether it is a top level, middle level or a supervisory level of management. So everyone in the organization has to plan to get the things done, but what will vary in what position they are planning, whether it is at the top level or at the bottom level. So it's an executive function. When I say it involves vision and mission to achieve them. So what I mean by vision and mission? Let me take an example of our own college, right? Our college is having a vision, right? And it is having a mission. It is having a mission of to develop a competent professionals, right, in the field of computer science or in the field of mechanical science or mechanical engineering or other departments. After that vision, we are having few sets of mission. What is that mission? These are mission are nothing but actions to have a contextually relevant curricula, right? To have sessions for industrial expertise. So what are these missions? These are actions. Actions involved to achieve the vision. Vision is our goal. To achieve that goal, we are having a set of missions. These are not actions that should be carried out so that we can achieve that vision. So planning, when it comes to planning, when we identify the vision and mission of an organization, obviously these are done by the top level management. That can be a CEO, it can be a president or it can be a vice president. It involves setting of short and long term goals. So what I mean by short and long term goals? Suppose consider that we are expanding our organization. That can be called it as a long term goal. When we are when there is a short term goal, suppose I want to buy a new equipment for a particular department. That can be a short term goal. It can be achieved within a week, but attainment of the organization goal, it is a long term goal. And mainly it involves, let me use this pointer. Okay. So it involves deciding in advance what to do, how to do, who has to do, when to do and where to do, right? After we have to identify a persons. So this person will be doing this particular task, right? At what time he has to do, where he has to perform that. All those things are carried out in planning. So planning bridges the gap from where we are now and where we want to be a future. If every organization is having a plan, definitely they will analyze at 2020 we are now here. After 4 years, where we want to be in the market. So every organization, every business company need to have a plan. We don't know what sector it is applying. Almost every sectors should need to have a plan. So it's one of the most important characteristics or function of an management. Now let us see what we understand by organizing. So let me give an example. Whenever there is an event like an insignia in our college, so a lot of people will be involved in that. So initially what they do, right, they try to identify the different committees, like some people will work for transport committee, some people will work for guest committee, some people for food committee, right? Some people will make format core committee, right? They form different communities, and based on the communities, roles will be assigned to people, and for every community there will be one head, and under that head again there will be so many number of students involved. So what we do in organizing, it is the grouping of activity necessary to attain those objectives. So we have to group the activities, who will be doing what, so that the objectives can be, our goals can be accomplished. Grouping these activities into departments. So in our own college, a college is one thing, under that we are having so many department, right? Under that department we are having a department head. Under that department head there are so many employees, right? So we group the activities into department, like our own insignia event, we form different committees. In our own college we are having different department. In an industry again there is a different department, right, to perform those roles, right? Identifying useful things like raw materials, tools, capital, etc. for the proper functioning of an organization. For any business company or a service organization to function, we have to have raw materials. It's our resources. How many tools, different equipments we need to do the work? What should be the capital investment, right? All these resources should be identified. Next is what we do. We forming delegation of authority. What I mean by delegation of authority as of now, in the initial stage, let us briefly understand, right? When I say about in a college, a principal is having some sets of authority, and a dean is having some set of authority, and a HOD is having a different set of authority. So what happens? There is a delegation of authority from principal to dean, dean to HOD, and HOD is having the power to delegate some of the authorities to his subordinates to take that action. So why I need to delegate my authority? It's because one person can't do everything. A principal can't do everything activities of the college, right? Can he do? No, it's just a mere foolishness. What we do, he's delegating his powers. He's giving his powers to others so that they can take important decisions. An HOD can delegate some of his powers to his subordinate so that colleague can take a decision and the task can be done. So we have to even delegate our authorities to other subordinates. The next is staffing, right? So staffing, it is one of the most important function, right? In fact, after planning and organization, we usually say it is a staffing, but usually staffing is considered as a separate component of a management, right? Let us not discuss why it is taken like that, because different authors or different experts have their own different opinion. So why it is one of the most important function, right? Because it makes provision for manpower to fill different positions in an organization. Manpower is nothing but it's one of the important resource. In previous slides we said that we need capital, we need tool, we need working environment and other things. But without people filled in different position, without people, can all the tasks be carried out? Definitely not. So manpower is one of the most important resource in a organization. So mainly staffing involves in keeping the positions filled. So it's a procedure of continuously organizing by filling and keeping the particular positions filled. It's a continuous cycle. Suppose if a particular employee resigns from the job, that position needs to be filled. Suppose an HOD of a department resigns, right? Is it that position will be vacant forever? No. Within a shorter notice, there will be a new HOD appointed, because it's a continuous cycle. This can't stop for anyone. So recruiting of the people, keeping the positions filled, and again if there is a vacant, again we have to fill those positions. It is continuous process. So what we have to do for staffing? finding the right person for the right job. So this is one of the most important thing. Already your seniors are undergoing these things, right? People are being recruited, they are being selected, they are being placed, right? They are being posted to different departments. So it's a very important and the most crucial thing is that finding right person for the right job. Then we have to select the person, right? We have to do different placement, training and developing new skills. So even when after the people are posted in different organizations, they have to undergo continuous training so that they can develop new skill and go for learning of new technology, so that they are upgraded to the changing of the technology, right? So it involves finding the right person for the right job. We are selecting the person, we are training the person. Again, if there is a need, we are creating new positions, right? And when the people are in the organization, we regularly conduct performance appraisal, we appraise the staff, we plan their growth, and we go for promotions, right? These are all the different sets of activities that will be performed in staffing. Next is directing. So it involves directing or leading the people towards defined objectives. So what we did, we planned, right? We organized, we recruited people, we went for staffing, and after that we need some kind of directions so that people carry out the organization goals, right? So we need the directing component, and under that we have different 3 sub functions that is performed by almost every level of manager, that is communication, leadership and motivation. So what I mean by communication, it is nothing but the passing of information from one person to another person. So when it comes to leadership, what I mean by leadership, it's a person or it's a process actually which a manager guides and influences the work for his subordinates. Here the manager acts as a leader, right? And he influences people to carry out that particular work for the colleagues. The next thing is motivation. So if there is an organization goals and all the peoples are there in the organization, definitely the leader should continuously keep their employees motivated so that they can put their best efforts so that the organization goal can be achieved. If people in an organization are not motivated on regular basis, definitely no one will be interested to perform their day-to-day tasks. So it is the role of the manager to motivate the people. When I speak about motivation, there can be 2 types of motivation. There can be financial motivation and there can be non-financial motivation. So how an employee can be motivated financially? Definitely the most important thing is the salary, right? If there is no salary, definitely no one of us will be motivated to do our work. So we can motivate the employees by providing salary. We can motivate them providing bonus, right? If there is some shares or profit sharing, we can go that actually big MNCs will be having such kind of things. They can be getting some financial rewards. Then what all things will come under non-financial motivations? First thing is that everyone needs under non-financial motivation is job security, right? Without job security, no employee will be motivated and he will not be interested to put a best effort to perform their work. He should be given a job security. He should be given a promotion to higher positions, right? From some normal colleague, he can be promoted to an HOD, it can be promoted to a DUIN, and one day he can be promoted as a principal, right? He should be given recognition for his work. He should be appreciated by the leaders or the managers. He should be given proper felicitation for the work that he has done. So all these things will motivate the employees to perform and put their best efforts of the accomplishment of the organization goal. And the last thing is controlling. So what is controlling? What we do in controlling, right? When all this planning, organizing, right, staffing, directing has been done, we need some control to check whether all these activities are in the right track or not. So that is done by controlling. It is nothing but the measuring of correctness of action against the goals and plans, right? Whatever is being carried out, we just measure what was the established planned goal and whether we are in the right track or not. It shows where shortfalls or any deviations exist. If we observe that there is any deviation against the goal what we have planned, we should take necessary actions so that we are on a right track to achieve the organization goals, right? It involves establishing standards of performance. So when there is a standards of performance, then only we can measure ourselves with the already well defined plans, right? Measuring performance and comparing with the established standards, and we take necessary corrective actions to meet the set standards so that we can achieve the organization goals.